People are saying King Von, you know, he ended KI.
Talking about bodies, I got a few. 4 + 3, 3 + 2. These were the words of the late rapper King Von as he rapped on the track Demon, long before he became a popular rapper. The late King Von had a reputation on the streets as one of the craziest assassins Chicago's O Block has ever known. And
why is this nigga talking like this? Chicago's ever known. Like, what the fuck, bro? Talk normal.
while many people still doubt that King Von did take out people, his close friend Lil Durk and even the authorities have revealed that King Von was behind multiple gang hits all through Chicago. King Von hits. Rapper King Von
Why is he saying this nigga's name like this, bro? King Von. King Von
has been involved in one too many violent crimes that has taken
I can't watch this fucking video,
the lives of so many. While many people may not know these people, others know about them, and they always talk about these deceased people as a reminder to King Von of the lives he's taken.
If you do a feature with Modell, Tyreek, P5, or Malcolm, look how folks look. That's a no, right? I'm assuming that's a no.
Hey, folks can talk to you on some police.
I don't even. Who are those? Am I supposed to know who they are?
Man, them people is dead. You bogus. No, I'm just left. What's that? Let's go to the next question.
Jakira K.I. Barnes. Jakira Barnes, aka K.I., was a teenage gang member of the 63rd gang known as Gangster Disciples. While they were teenagers, Jakira and King Von shared feelings.
Bro, King Von, why, bro? Like, just talk normal.
For each other after King Von told her he liked her and asked her to leave the gang life.
I was trying to f*** up. Yeah, I was trying to f*** us. I was like, damn. You f*** you and shit.
The exact,
What the fuck, bro?
Life.
I was trying to f*** up. Yeah, I was trying to f*** us. I was like, damn. You f*** you and shit.
the exact.
Damn, let me fuck you and shit. I'm gonna use it.
Text was something along the lines of, when it's all over with, I'm gonna get up in you or something. Does that sound about right?
That sound raw, so yeah, I'll be saying raw. Yeah, I probably did say that. I talked on the phone too.
Jakira, on the other hand, didn't believe that King Von liked her. According to Jakira's best friend, she believed that King Von only wanted to take her life, and he didn't like her to date her.
Yeah, he wanted to be her boyfriend. She just felt like he was trying to set her up and kill her. That's what she told me. She's like, I think he's just trying to kill me. He don't like me. What's the life?
It wasn't long before Jakira's death was being mocked online.
Jakira wasn't wrong about Von, as in later months, she allegedly fell to the bullets of King Von. Jakira was way more invested in gang life than being in a relationship with King Von. In fact, she is believed to have taken out Odie Perry. 3 years after Jakira allegedly took out Odie Perry, she was hit on her way to a party. She lost her life due to the injuries she sustained. It was, however, believed that King Von was responsible for her passing. The story of Jakira's body being on King Von's street credit moved on and on until he became a famous rapper. He was believed to have taken out Jakira because, on that fateful day of her passing, they had an exchange via Twitter where he told her that he would down. While everyone believes King Von ended Jakira's life, King Lil J revealed that King Von would never have been able to eliminate Jakira, as she would have taken him out first.
Him and K.I. know each other. Do you know him and K.I. at the time? They're kind of, you know.
That was false, man.
So, okay, so they not.
K.I. would have tell man. She trying to get. She trying to something, man. K.I. don't worry about none of that. Why should we be talking to this goof? It used to be dirty as hell, man. Yeah, motherfuckers got standards out here, man. Stop that.
Although there are official documents claiming that King Von actually ended K.I., King Lil J stood by his words and said that King Von could never have done it, and in fact, he didn't.
People are saying King Von, you know, he ended KI.
So you knocking the off, man. Hell no, that's false, man. They need to go put that, the rest of that bogus they putting out there. That's false right there.
Although both King Von and KI may be late, many people began when King Lil J's information came out to doubt the street credit of King Von, the supposed king of O Block.
There's your fire. This nigga's voice is fucking crazy, bro. King Von. King Von. King Von. Boy, I'm high as hell.
Modell. On October 12th, 2012, 2 teenagers were taken out. 24 others were severely wounded in what was a violent night for the gangs in Chicago. The youngest of the victims who was hit was identified as Richard Modell, whose family claimed that his real name was Modell McCambry. Modell obtained bullet wounds when he and his cousin were on their way to meet a girl in the West Woodline neighborhood on the south side of Chicago. Modell, who was in the EBT set of the Gangster Disciples.
Damn, Modell got killed in October and crack. Who gonna get killed in November? Stay tuned. Wow.
Was said to have been taken out as a result.
That nigga was so disrespectful, bro. That nigga had to be the most disrespectful person to have beef with. Like, bro.
Of the feud between his gangs and other rival gangs, especially the Black Disciples of O Block. The suspects of the attack were identified.
He said, fuck him, own him. Nah, that's
as King Von and his friends T-Roy and J Money. They pulled up on Modell and his cousins just 3 blocks after his house on the 6300 block of South Rhodes Avenue, just before 9:30 p.m. of that fateful night. Modell and his cousin were found lying on the streets before paramedics showed up and took them to the Northwestern Memorial Hospital. Although his cousin survived, Modell unfortunately passed away. After the passing of Modell, King Von took to his Twitter to mock him. Not only did he mock Modell's passing, he also made a suggestive tweet that himself and T-Roy were
Modell with the one eye from St. Louis is fucked up.
Involved in Modell's hit. After they were named as suspects in the crime, King Von,
you know who made Jaja Gang, Modell World Crack Crew,
posted on his Twitter
damn,
that he and T-Roy,
this nigga just was a tweeting demon. Me and T-Roy got a problem. We just can't stop doing our thingy thing and all that.
Roy had an issue and they just couldn't stop their thingy thing. It was unclear what he meant at the time, but his friend T-Roy, who's also passed, was officially accused of taking out Modell. However, 10 years after Modell's hit and even the hit of King Von and T-Roy, it was revealed that King Von was the actual hitman in the attack that took McCambry Richard Modell's life. King Von was never arrested in his involvement in the attack, and now that he's passed away, there will be no one brought to book for the hit of McCambry Richard Modell. Derek Johnson, aka P5. P5 was a known gangster on the streets of Chicago, but he didn't live in the popular gang streets like O Block and Tuckerville. P5 was a gangster from Gyro City, but he met his end on the streets of Tuckerville after King Von, J Money, and Big A went out hunting for ops to gun down. Even after he became a rapper, King Von always talked about how the month of October was the real Halloween.
Lil B said I gave P5 the best birthday gift that I could.
Because of the number of bodies he caught in that month alone, and he did so in the space of a couple of days and weeks. According to reports, P5, who was 23 years old at the time, received multiple bullet wounds after he was attacked at 9:13 a.m. and on the 6200 block of South Eberhard Avenue in Chicago. A couple of minutes after the attack, paramedics arrived and rushed the injured man to the hospital. No arrests were made, but the street had their suspicions. While many claimed King Von was the one who pulled the trigger, others argued that it was one of his friends, J Money or Big A. However, King Von's tweet before P5 was taken out made it difficult for people not to point fingers at him. In his tweet, he wrote, "I ain't been hanging with T-Roy like that cause he been winning. I gotta catch up first. Give me 2 Friday, LOL. King Von was heavily implicated in the hit of P5, but he was never arrested for it. Von and O Block made fun of P5's passing a lot while Von was alive. When Von was similarly taken out in 2020, P5's loved ones publicly celebrated. His cousin and his younger brother, who were present when P5 was gunned down, both shared how much they prayed for the day King Von would pass and were happy. Both
Y'all just don't know how much I prayed for this day. Hashtag King Crack.
shared how much they prayed for the day King Von would pass and were
We caught 2. We ain't get the last one. I know Crack mad the gang ain't get his bitch ass.
happy about Von's passing. Rodney Stewart, aka Boss Trail. Boss Trail, also known as Max Payne, was a gangster disciple from the set STL/EBT. Boss Trail was believed to have been attacked by King Von and T-Roy on November 8th, 2012, barely 2 weeks after Von took out P5. Boss Trail was loved and feared among his gang members, and after he passed, his street was named Boss City in his honor, according to reports. Boss Trail was set up by his ex-girlfriend just when he was about to leave Chicago for good. He had grown up in gang life, and he had been a gangster since the age of 12. However, Boss Trail soon became tired of the gang life after he saw that a friend of his, King Cole, who had moved to Iowa, was living a peaceful life. Boss Trail had broken up.
King Cole. Bro, who the fuck is this nigga, bro?
With his girlfriend, LaDorothy Morrison, almost a week before his tragic passing. He made post on his Twitter account that he had ended his relationship with her. However, they reconciled, and he made plans to see her on November 8th. Boss Trail, who had already purchased a bus ticket to Iowa for November 7th, decided to meet back up with LaDorothy. Sadly, that decision cost him his life. He made plans to meet up with LaDorothy in the 2600 block of West.
LaDorothy? L parents, bro. What the fuck?
83rd Street, which was far from where he lived.
I think me and my mom would have to box if she named me if she named my sister LaDorothy. We would definitely have to have some words. Cause like, what the fuck? Like, what the fuck, bro?
Or the STL hood. And at the time he got there, it was already midnight and LaDorothy was nowhere to be found. However, waiting for him at their meetup spot was T-Roy, King Von, J Money, and Boss Top, all from O Block. The O Block goons attacked him before leaving him on the streets. Boss Trail was found at about 6:50 a.m. the following morning with the underneath his body, indicating that he was going to fire back at his attackers, and the bus ticket to Iowa was still in his pocket. He passed on some hours later. While investigations were going on, Boss Trail's ex-girlfriend, LaDorothy, whom he was supposed to meet at the location, was investigated. She revealed that Boss Trail had always been hopeful about the future and leaving Chicago.
We used to always talk about our future, and he would always tell me there was nothing in Chicago,
says Morrison.
Gonna end up dead or in jail, and he was so looking forward to moving.
However, when she was asked about the suspects and anyone who may have attacked Boss Trail and taken his life, she declined to comment, saying she didn't feel comfortable with the questions. Boss Trail's aunt, Andrea Johnson, was quite pleased with the fact that LaDorothy kept such information away from the authorities. She said LaDorothy wasn't cooperating, and she was the reason why the case was never solved. At the time, the streets already knew that King Von and his goons were involved in Boss Trail's hit, and even Boss Trail's grandmother knew the people in.
You can't trust no bitch, bro. Oh, you can't trust these bitches, bro. You can't trust him. His ex-bitch set him up. His ex-bitch set him up. For what? Who fucking knows, bro? She probably set him up because he was leaving or something. But that don't even make sense. Because these niggas was exes. Like, they're not even together. So I don't know, bro. You can't trust these bitches, bro. You can't trust these bitches at all. Can't trust them, you can't trust
involved.
them.
She told the authorities that the hitman's identity was not a secret, but that the family was still waiting for witnesses who would testify in court.
We know, and the detectives know who did it, but there isn't enough evidence because no witness will step up.
Malcolm Stuckey. King Von may have been accused severely of being involved in gang hits around Chicago, But it wasn't until the tragic hit of Malcolm Stuckey, who wasn't even a gang member, that King Von was booked and put behind bars. Malcolm Stuckey was pulling up in the Burgundy Pontiac Grand Prix to his friend's birthday party when tragedy struck on May 29th, 2014. There was a party at 5722 South LaSalle Street, a two-story house divided into 3 apartments, situated a couple of blocks east of Interstate 94, and 3 miles straight west of the Museum of Science and Industry, where Malcolm Stuckey worked. Before Stuckey arrived at the party, King Von and some other members of the Black Disciples were already present and having fun with other party guests before King Von spotted 2 rival gang members at the house. According to witnesses present at the party, King Von was already itching to start trouble with the rival gang members he saw at the party, but the host, Laminda Jones, approached him and said, "Don't start no mess in my
What are these fucking names? La Dorothy, Laminda?
house." To which King Von replied, "I'm not on that." Shortly after the conversation with Laminda Jones.
Bro, I forgot Dirk went like, well, his shit blonde now. But like his shit was hella short. I forgot about
King
that.
Von left the party with one of his friends and told another friend who was at the party that he would be back. And when he returned, the children needed to be inside, just like he said. King Von returned to the party, but not empty-handed. The rapper showed up with a .40 caliber Smith & Wesson. Malcolm Stuckey, who friends and relatives said wasn't in the gang, had just arrived at the party when King Von returned with another Black disciple named Michael Wade. Stuckey and other partygoers planned to play basketball nearby before returning to eat the food Jones was preparing, as Bennett and Wade cut through an alley behind the house. Stuckey stepped onto the sidewalk to smoke a cigar. However, one of King Von's ops saw him approaching them as they were playing basketball, and he ran. The op, however, opened fire on King Von, who eventually chased him down to LaSalle Street where the party was going on. However, before they got all the way there, the damage had already been done. Both King Von and Michael Wade had already injured one man in the foot and another in the face, breaking his jaw while Stuckey laid lifeless on the sidewalk after a stray bullet hit him. Stuckey passed away, still in his work uniform. Wade and King Von were arrested about 2 months later. They both refused to cooperate with the authorities initially, but Wade eventually entered a plea deal with them. However, the case fell apart after Wade withdrew his statement to testify against King Von 3 years after the incident. King Von and Wade were acquitted of the event.
People are
What? So his partner was finna tell on him?
Breaking his jaw while Stuckey laid lifeless on the sidewalk after a stray bullet hit him. Stuckey passed away, still in his work uniform. Wade and King Von were arrested about 2 months later. They both refused to cooperate with the authorities initially, but Wade eventually entered a plea deal with them. However, the case fell apart after Wade withdrew his statement to testify against King Von 3 years after the incident. King Von and Wade were acquitted of the event.
Damn. I don't know why he told. That's crazy. But nah, this nigga's voice, that King Von, that shit is crazy. But that's crazy how these niggas clickbaited Lil Durk